How you doing, everybody? This is Jay Nanda of Alamo True Metal here at the Aztec Theater on a Sunday, November 12th, where a kick-ass rockin' night is about to unfold in a few hours with none other than Industrial Metal Pioneers Ministry. So you can see I have a majority of the band here. We're starting over there with Cesar Soto on guitar, Tony Campos on bass, Derek on drums, John on keyboards, Sin Quern on guitars as well. Gentlemen, welcome. What a pleasure it is to have you here in Texas, San Antonio.
Awesome.
How's it feel to be getting ready to rock in a few hours? How's the road been going so far? And what have you guys been up to?
Last day. Last day of the tour.
Last day, yeah.
So you say San Antonio for last, right? Best for last, right?
Best for last.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's been, I know me personally, I covered you guys at Houston Open Air last year where, God, most of that festival was canceled, but you were one of the few bands to get to play. And then the year before that at Mohawk Bar in Austin in 2015. But I think it's been a while since you've been to San Antonio.
It's like a half outdoor.
Right, yeah. Very small, intimate bar, right in the
really hot.
110 degrees out there.
That was a killer show.
You guys remember that one, right?
Yeah, that was a great show.
But I think it's been a while since you've been to San Antonio. Any specific memories or over the years, either from any of your bands?
We were here in 08.
2008 was the last time we played. Yeah.
Let's see you late tour.
Yeah. Where did we play on that? Was it that like outdoor kind of
Yeah.
half outdoor place?
Maybe
Yeah.
Sunken Gardens or something like that.
That sounds.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So you
It
guys
was outdoors.
overdue if it was last time was 2008, even though you've been down the road in Austin several times or Houston, like I said. So
Maybe it was Sunset Station.
Sunset
Yeah,
Station.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Very nice. So any particular memories or things you guys like to do on the rare free time you have in a city, if you've ever been able to walk around these parts?
Walk. That's what I usually do. Just walk. That's what we usually do. Actually,
Yeah.
Just, you know,
River walk.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any days off, any chance we get, just kind of explore, kind of get lost. You know,
Yeah.
just get lost.
Then
Get lost.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys have been working on, Ministry's working on American, I want to say it right, forthcoming album, Americant. Is that the way to say it?
Americans.
Americant, okay. With 3 special K's right in the middle, of course. Figure it
Cereal?
out. Figure it out what you guys are trying to say.
Or something.
Kelsey might become a
Special K.
Special K cereal, yeah.
Americant, KKK.
Is that what that is?
Cat tranquilizer.
So how far along are you guys on it? What can you tell me about the direction of it? How it's
Done.
coming along?
It's been done for several months.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to be out in October, but we recently signed a Nuclear Blast,
Yes.
and so now it got pushed to the first week in March.
Okay.
Yeah. We're playing a couple songs tonight off the new record. We're playing Antifa, which is going to be the first single off the record, and then we're playing a song called Orgasm as well.
Awesome. Awesome. I know, obviously, being in a band with the man himself, Uncle Al Jurgensen, has got to be just a trip every night. Just you guys got to feel special that he is the. You guys are the trusted musicians in his band. No matter how many years you've been in the band, with all the lineup changes he's had over the years, you guys are the fixture now. Just describe in your own words what it's like to be on the road with him and on stage with a guy like him every night. I had the pleasure of interviewing him last year over the phone when Surgical Meth Machine came out. We had an awesome talk. But for your guys, you guys are living it with it every day. What's it like? Go around.
Under the time.
All right, then give me a favorite story or memory or something like that. Something that sticks out.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing just to be on the stage with these dudes, you know what I mean? It's a really tight unit, and, you know, you'll be able to see tonight how tight the band's gotten and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing, and it's fucking awesome. I mean, what else can I say, you know what I mean? Aside from being able to play with the best musicians that you could possibly play with and come together as a unit like that, just to deliver every night, that's rewarding for me to
Play with the best musicians, and then these guys too.
Tony, of course, you've been in several bands over the years. You've had the pleasure of playing with everyone from Soulfly, Static X. You've had your share of musicians. What's it like being with Al?
Yeah, well, back in the Static days, I mean, the 2 bands we ripped off the most were Ministry and Prong, so to get to play in both those bands is really cool, and to get invited back and to do this again is really special. Like I miss jamming with these guys. To get to do it again,
Yeah.
it's really fucking cool.
Derek?
funny because Tony and I go way back, like to the early fucking early Hollywood LA scene when we were just local, musicians.
Yeah.
Before anybody had any record deals or anything like that. We used to go to each other's shows and play like with each other and with each other's
Coconut
bands
Teaser.
and like the Coconut Teaser, where there would literally be like 5 people counting the band members,
Yes, right.
like watching each other, play. And so we were like, this was what, the early 90s?
Yeah,
When was
yeah,
that?
like mid-90s.
Yeah, early to mid 90s when
Yeah.
we first started like playing
together, hanging
that
out.
scene together. So it's a trip to like now be here in like a band that we both looked up to, and just be able to do this. It's still a trip.
Yeah, I mentioned the Houston Open Air show I covered last year, and I know Roy Mayorga was on drums from Stone Sour at that one. So Derek, you're fairly new. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, I'm the rookie in the group. It's,
Now we have Roy Orbison.
it's a trip. Being coming from the having actually been like a drum tech at one point with the band, and now being the guy playing it. It's mind blowing. It's great because these are all people that I have become friends with, and now being able to play on stage together, it's hard to explain. One of those things where you don't ever think that situation could ever come about, but it does, and when the opportunity comes, you have to take it. And now to have the privilege of playing with these guys is great, and hopefully they have me back again.
We'll talk about the advantage of being a drum tech. That means you're familiar with the songs going in, or, for a
No.
no.
From the tech standpoint, you understand the songs, or you've heard all the songs, but to actually sit down and physically play them, and then having all the curveballs that get thrown into it. But we're going to change this a little bit here and there and whatnot, where you really have to have mastered your craft before you can sit down and really you got to bring your A game when it comes to this level of things, where you gotta know your shit.
Yeah. John, does being in this band provide any special challenges as far as demands that Al might have on you guys, or just from your particular standpoint on what you do in the band?
Well, yeah, it was a real challenge. I mean, I've been doing live samples since the mid-'80s with bands, and with Ministry was the first time we had to actually use a metronome or a click, because all the songs have these long samples that are timed out specifically, and if you're playing it at the wrong tempo, they just won't line up. And so that was the first challenge. I started in '06 on the Rio Grande tour with Joey Jordison, and him and I quickly had to learn how to work together and work with the clicks, and that was a big challenge, learning all the material all at once. But yeah, I go back to being a Ministry fan. I think like a lot of us, I heard "I'm Falling" on the radio in 1983. I bought the 12-inch single, which I still had.
Nice.
I met Ministry back in '91 when I was with Killing Joke, and I got to know most of the guys. I met Al, didn't really get to know him too good until I joined the band, and then working with him, realized how much we had in common with our influences from the early '80s electronic music scene, and we had to go through all the old Ministry archives. They were transferring all the original masters over into Pro Tools, and it was a one-time process where the tape was destroyed in the process. It was so old. And being part of that, and then also Revco was on that '06 tour, so got to know those guys, and we also were digging through old boxes of like DAT tapes and zip drives, and just trying to find everything we could to make this all happen. And so it was a big undertaking.
I know from a guitar standpoint in the new album, when I talked to Al last year, of course he had publicly said that From Beer to Eternity was probably going to be the final Ministry record, out of respect for and the fact that he was getting over the death of Mike Scaccia. For those who may not remember, of course, Mike, fabulous guitarist, also very tied in closely with our good friend from Rigor Mortis and War Beast, Bruce Corbett. Mike died on stage of a heart attack, actually the next morning, but he collapsed on stage in 2012, right around Christmas. It was the night of Bruce's 50th birthday celebration in Fort Worth, just 4 hours or so from here. Mike and Al went way back. They were best friends, Cord and Al. We had a great talk about Mike, and at the time last year he said, you know, I got tired of the press asking me if this is going to be the final record or if we're making a new record because I haven't even buried my best friend yet. Here it is. They always say time heals all wounds. Of course, you never truly get over losing somebody like that you're close to. But you guys, as you just said, you have a new record already done that we can't wait to hear. So can you guys just kind of take me through the discussions you had with Al once he finally decided he wanted to make a new record? Just the mindset going in, any special instructions he had for you guys, and just especially you, Caesar and Sin, being the guitarist, since Mike is no longer with us, how you guys came into the fold with all of that.
Well, I mean, after the last tour last year, is when he, you know, was talking about wanting to do another record, and the process is it changes from record to record. Sometimes it's like we show up with ideas already kind of formed, but for this record, it was a lot of writing on the spot, and you know, he was pretty open to just different ideas. He didn't really have any, you know, okay, I want it to be like this or I want it to be like that. We definitely brought slower ideas, if that, you know, makes any sense, as opposed to just playing 1,000 miles an hour like some of our other records. So it was a bit more experimental, and we brought different instruments into this record that I don't think people will be expecting to hear from us.
Such as maracas or what?
But not maracas.
Well, I mean, there's some
Actually, there
percussion,
are percussion in there, yeah.
horns, cellos.
Yeah, it's definitely stuff that people I don't think are going to be expecting from, you know, from a Ministry record. But I mean, it was pretty organic in that sense that we would kind of show up and just bring ideas and just start tracking and see, you know, what we ended up with at the end of the day. You know, we brought a couple of ideas that were in very, you know, basic forms, and then just kind of jumped from there and played off from there. Something that, you know, we might have worked on months earlier. It starts off one way, and then by the time you're in, you know, done with the song, it's completely different. But it started from an initial idea, you know. But that was kind of more of the way we went about doing this record. You know, it wasn't like, okay, I want you to write like this or I want you to write like that. It was just kind of like, let's see what you got, you know, bring what you have to the tables. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I mean, for me, it was really cool that we got so many people involved in this album. Other times it would be, you know, just a couple people that were doing things in this, you know, in the studio. And for this, I mean, Caesar's on it, JB's on it, I'm on it, you know, Al's all over it. And JB was saying there's a bunch of different things, you know, other guest people that are on it as well. So it's more of like a, to me, for me, it felt, Tony's on it as well. For me, it felt more like a band effort, you know, which was really cool.
Who are some of the guests that anybody can share that you've got on the record?
Louis Gossett Jr. Who do we have on there?
Ed
Burton's on
Begley
there.
Jr. too.
Burton C. Bell.
Burton C. Bell.
Bert, oh, that's right.
Burton C.
I thought I
Bell,
read that
DeVoe.
from Fear Factory.
Cello player,
Lord of the
Yeah,
Cello.
Lord of the Cello.
Lord of the Cello.
Yeah.
Oh,
DJ Swamp.
DJ Swamp, and also Arabian Prince
Oh, yeah,
on
he's
there.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice, very good.
yeah.
Caesar, of course, I got to ask you. You're a native of El Paso.
Yeah.
Of course, if there's ever a band name out there that always makes me cringe and squeeze my legs a little tighter every time I hear it or see it or say it, it's got to be Pissing Razors. You were in that band for, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, probably about 4 years. That was about 15 or 16. That's actually about 16 or 17 years ago. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even to this day, around these parts, you may not even realize, but even the people that I know in this community, even people I meet at shows that are from Texas, especially El Paso, I just met a couple this past Friday at a Sebastian Bach show from El Paso saying, oh my God, Pissing Razors.
Wow,
They're still talking about it to this day.
Oh, that's
What
awesome.
sticks out during your time, even all these years later?
Sebastian Bach was that in the
No, fans at his show.
The band or the activity?
Texas fans at his show. Well, it could have been that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it's just the the one thing that sticks out about San Antonio back in the day is all the support and just all the diehards that would come out to the shows, especially out here. We always had great shows, and through Texas, of course, you know what I mean? So those are things that you don't forget when you're, you know, starting to tour and kind of, you know, stomp through different grounds in Texas. This was definitely one of them, which was always fun, you know. So yeah, I got a lot of love for the San Antonio fans and stuff. So
Awesome.
cool, man.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned this is the last night of the tour, so what happens now while you wait for the album to come out? Are you going to Europe or anything else on the docket?
We were in Europe earlier this year, so we'll be going back next year. But yeah, no big plans until we start supporting this.
Just a nice holiday break for the time being coming up.
I don't know about nice, but I don't know about break, but
Well, I still gotta go to work.
yeah, but I mean, the band won't be doing any touring until end of March,
Okay.
is what we're hearing.
Okay.
So it'll be after the new record comes out, and then it's, you know, the States, I heard, and Europe, and, you know, we'll see if anything else comes up, but yeah.
Very good. Final question. Let's go around. Just favorite Ministry song to perform on stage every night and why? Sid.
That we're currently playing, or that,
What,
or that
anything in the catalog that you'd like to play?
The Missing.
Because?
Because it's off of, I mean, for me, I prefer it off the live version of it, in case you didn't feel it from the live, because that record just meant so much to me. I always, you know, I was a fan of that album since the late 80s, early 90s when I first heard it, and I always wanted to play that fucking song. We got to play it 2 years ago finally, like, or was it last year or 2 years ago?
Last year
Last
we were
year.
playing The Missing.
Al finally caved in. I would always bug him to play that song, and so we were able to do it last year. So
That was fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was real fun.
John, for you?
I guess New World Order. When I first heard Psalm 69, I felt like maybe it was a little, you know, going too much in the metal direction, but then I ended up playing it Prong, and I was like, well, that's not too metal. I revisited it, and I thought those riffs were amazing, and I thought that it really alchemized the old with the new Ministry, and in some ways was the pinnacle album, and that song for me just really, you know, just nailed it. And you know, like I said, a lot of us were fans early on, so to be able to be up there and play those songs and work with Al and work with all these guys, I really enjoy that song. I don't enjoy much.
Derek, for you?
Two favorites actually.
No.
I don't know.
1A, 1B.
Well,
The new
1A,
guy already getting an ego, right?
Calm down.
I really like
I
playing
get
the new
two.
songs.
Uh,
I love playing the new songs because it's kind of the same reason why I have my favorite, like my very favorite. But the new songs, seeing the crowd, like when we first presented to them, and seeing people's faces, like when the song first starts to when the song ends, like how we've won them over and how they really like it. Like you can tell it's going to be a great
Oh, I
record,
see it.
just for the sole fact that the reaction they get. Then the other one that's really good for me is Just One Fix, because as soon as we start the song, seeing the crowd explode is just it's a good feeling.
that's something that I would assume never gets old for you guys.
Fuck
It's just-
no.
But
Never-
just
never
one of the
gets
greatest
old.
moments in live shows is that moment.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 8, as soon as I heard somebody do this, I was like, oh, I gotta do this for the rest of my life.
Tony, how about you?
Thieves. That was the first song first Ministry song I ever heard. You know, so to be able to play it with Al, you know, was, you know, one of those full circle things. You know, it's just really cool.
You couldn't walk into a club in 1991 and not hear these,
Right.
you know, blasting.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Nancy?
I think for me, it would probably be Just One Fix. It's an anthem. You know what I mean? It's an anthem. It has that chorus, and you look out, and everyone, even if it's just that people know, it's really awesome to just see people, you know, singing that. Yeah, Just One Fix. That, and it seems to have a bouncing effect on the crowd. So that's when everyone really, you know, that
So
very
everyone
tail
really
end.
just literally jumps in. And,
Yeah, that's when everybody just says fuck it, and everyone goes for it and just, you know, closes it.
Like even Like even the fans that are there for the opening band, they're at that point they're just like, all right, I'm in. You know?
Well, we cannot wait for them to do that tonight as
We're
the
not
tour.
playing it.
Well, however they jump around, of course you know they will.
All the songs we talked about.
Yes, we will watch them sit politely and just, but no, we're going to rock out tonight, the final night of Ministries tour here at the Aztec Theater, San Antonio, Texas. We're going to let these guys go. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk. We will see you in the photo pit tonight.
Awesome.
For Sin, John, Derek, Tony, Caesars, Jay Nanda, Alamo True Metal, reminding you, don't hang them out to dry, hold them up high.